Hey, so a couple episodes ago, I had a 3-part series of my horror stories of Colombia and how I hit rock bottom when it comes to me being spoiled and having a really bad sense of entitlement. Not a good sense of entitlement where I feel like I'm worthy and I'm deserving of the things that I want, but a bad sense of entitlement where I feel like no matter what I do, I can just fuck off and still get everything I want and the world owes me. Really horrible way to live. And then last episode, I talked about how to get out of that sense of entitlement. And if you are spoiled and you grow up spoiled, like how do you get out of that? And by the way, if you have any specific questions, you think there's something I didn't cover, I didn't say this last episode, but go ahead and comment or message or email me. My email's in the description. And if you don't want it to be public, and I will address those concerns or questions you have. So I want to help you out, help you unchain your passion and live the life that you deserve. So this episode, I'm going to talk about the good parts of Colombia because Colombia was an amazing fucking country, and I'm excited to go back. First of all, it was Rosana. I noticed a lot of the girls there were it's a cultural thing. They're so much more affectionate. Like girls here, some of them are affectionate, some of them aren't. And I found a lot of girls here, they have a higher expectation of what they're owed. It's like, mating economics, if you will. But over there, like girls are so affectionate and kind and compassionate. And especially the girl that I dated, she gave me a lot. And I hadn't encountered that anywhere before. I had encountered that since, but I find that like Latina girls in Latin America, oh my God, like they're so much more affectionate and it's so nice. It's a cultural thing because here in America, it's like a lot of girls will be affectionate, but like they'll expect a lot more. And so it's nice to just be like, you don't have to feel obligated to give of yourself in order to get affection. It's really nice. So that's one thing I loved about Colombia is the women and the feminine energy there was. But the food, oh my God, the food. So I got empanadas. There's this place in downtown Cali which sold empanadas for 500 pesos each. And they were chicken or beef, and I got the chicken ones, and it was so good, especially because I was broke. Like 500 pesos is it's like less than a quarter. Now it's even less. I don't know what the prices are now because the exchange rates changed, but at the time it was like a few cents. And then they had this chocolate caliente, which was hot chocolate, and they have it with or without sugar. And so you can have it without sugar, and it's so rich, and it's like black coffee, but chocolate and creamy because it's made with milk. And that, if you ever go to a cacao ceremony, it tastes pretty much like that. That's a cacao ceremony is pretty awesome. It's an awesome spiritual experience, a ritual you can do if you have some hippie friends or hipster friends or whatever. But if you have a chance to have cocoa without sugar, it's so good. They also have it with sugar there too. Sin azúcar o con azúcar. And the butter, oh my God, the butter and the eggs. The butter is it's not yellow like we have it here. It's like an orange-ish color, and it's got such deep flavor. It's similar to Kerrygold in the deep flavor that you get. And then the eggs, the yolks were like orange, like a dark orange, and they had so much flavor. You just felt better eating the produce over there. It was so good. And I also saw that the prices, oh my God. So I went with my girlfriend at the time over there. I took her to this place called Crepes y Waffles. And remember, I was broke as fuck. And Crepes y Waffles means crepes and waffles. And they had them all around. And it was like a nice sit-down restaurant with crepes and milkshakes. And I remember we got entree and we got like a dessert crepe, and we each got an entree, each got a dessert crepe, and each got like a milkshake. And the whole meal was the equivalent of $15, something like that. It was so nice. Like $15 for 2 people for like a milkshake and a dessert and an entree. It was so good. Prices were perfect. And people were just lively and so like energetic, and they were always outside and just doing things. And that's a lot because of the weather. I also remember there's this one lady. Oh, she was so nice. So I had to get my laundry done, and so when I went to get my laundry done, there's this place you went, and it was her basement. She lived upstairs, and I'd knock on the door in the basement, or like ring the doorbell, and she'd come to the door, she'd open it, and I walk in, and I'd put my laundry on the counter, and she's a really old lady, like all nice wrinkles here and like smiley. She was always smiling, and she didn't speak any English, and I spoke Spanish, but she was still pretty quiet. And she weighed my stuff, and she told me how much it was, and then I'd come back, and over there they dry everything. They dry everything with in like the air, like they dry it in the sun, and like clotheslines are on these big old racks, and I remember I would get my stuff, and it was like perfectly folded, like the line. It was like in a square, and everything was perfectly straight, and it smelled like the sun. Like I don't know how to explain it. It was like lightly warm, and it smelled like the sun, and it was just like, oh, everything was so crisp. When you dry things with air, it's just everything's just so nice and crisp. I dry these in the dryer, but like I want to get one of those racks that you leave out, because it was so cool having all this really nice, perfect clothes, and just the perfect, like nice, like warm and crisp. She was so nice. She was always smiling. You could tell she was just a nice old lady, and I liked her a lot. And it's really cool. And then there were a couple of places I went that were absolutely gorgeous in nature, like really gorgeous. One of the places was, it was like an hour or so outside of Cali, Colombia. It was like a river of some sort, and me and Rosana went there, and we hung out, and we were going to go to this pool, but the pool was being cleaned, and so there's a waterfall nearby, and the guy was like, he told his dog to lead us there, and the dog like led us to the waterfall, and it was like a human, like it like was so smart. We like hung out at the waterfall, and we like wanted to kind of go like on a different path and check something out, and the dog was like, okay, fine, like I'll follow you on this path, but like it was like, and then when we were ready to go, it like saw our like body language. It like led us to the waterfall, and then when we were done with the waterfall, it led us back. It was like a chaperone dog. It was really cool. It was the coolest thing ever. And then we went to me and Rosana, we went paragliding in Yumbo. I think it was like a place a few hours, like an hour or two away from Cali, Colombia. And we were at the edge of this cliff, and I remember the guy, this is all in Spanish, but he was like, hey, he was like, hey, like run. And like there was like 10 meters away, like 30 feet, there's the edge of a cliff, and he was like on my back, and I was like, run? He was like, yeah, corre, run. And like, so I run, and I'm like, oh shit, like I'm gonna run off this cliff, but like pretty quickly, like the parachute caught, and we like flew, and like my feet were off the ground, like hovering off the ground, but it was really cool. It was so cool. And then I got to look down and see everything, and oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. It was so fun to do that with her. She went after me, like I didn't really do it. I did it with her, but like not. And then I don't know, it was so cool. It was so damn cool. It was so nice. It was just so gorgeous, and it was such an amazing culture. People were so affectionate. Women are so affectionate and feminine, which is something you don't see in America. And I love women who are feminine. And in America, you find some feminine girls, but like a lot of women here, we don't appreciate femininity in our culture. We don't appreciate sexual polarity in America, and it's something that I'm sad about, because it's a fun part of being human, is having that sexual polarity between men and women. And I guess if you're homosexual, it's like having that sexual spark. There still is a masculine feminine polarity, and I would love to appreciate that here. But in Latin culture, they definitely appreciate and respect that polarity, and I really like that about it. So that's the great part in Colombia. That's one thing I just kind of jumped into it, and I didn't know what to expect. And next time, I'll make sure I have enough money to figure things out. Next time I go to any other country, I'll save up a bunch of money. But yeah, man, it's super nice to be able to explore a new country, explore a new culture. I want to talk about Latvia too and Lithuania. Lithuania I don't have as much experience with, but I want to talk about Latvia, which is the next two countries I went to, Latvia and Lithuania, actually right after Colombia. So I do want to talk about that. Maybe I'll let it be in the next video. I'm not sure. But if you're curious about going to another country, just make sure you have enough money to not be on the street, because that is dangerous as fuck and not fun. And I can tell you that from experience. But go ahead and go and just plan the finances, like loosely plan the trip and go. You need to. You really need to. Wish you the best. It's been real. Subscribe if you want to. Don't if you don't. And until next time.